I'm Cape Jewel, and it's that special time of the week again. That's right, everybody. It's time for another installment of the Rack Attack, the show where I look at 5 comics from the week that was. Some I liked, some I didn't like, and some that I might very well have overlooked. So, without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get to it.
So, getting things started off right on the Rack Attack for the week of Wednesday, February 3rd, 2016, we have the Invincible Iron Man issue number 6. In a rather interesting turn, this issue is more of a Rhodey-focused issue. He, as War Machine, is going out to Japan in an attempt to try and track down those tech ninjas that attacked Tony earlier on in the run. Like Iron Man, War Machine comes sporting a brand new redesigned suit that I must say is very cool. And while all this is going on, Tony is having breakfast with his new lady love, only for the whole operation to get crashed by Dr. Doom, who is still making a real go at trying to be a good guy and trying to have Tony believe that he's a good guy. This was a nice breather issue that shook stuff up, allowed us to focus more on some side characters, and also delivered some laughs too, just with the whole awkwardness of Iron Man forced to have breakfast with Dr. Doom. Our second comic on the Rack Attack this week takes us to a galaxy far, far away. That's right, it's ObiWan and Anakin, issue number 2. Picking up from where the last issue left off, ObiWan and Anakin are still trapped on an alien planet that is embroiled in a civil war between the opened and the closed. If this all sounds like a very Star Trekian setup for a Star Wars story, you would be absolutely right. What's great about this new series is Charles Soules is really doing a good job filling in the blanks that the movies never had time to cover, that being that Anakin really did respect Obi-Wan as a Jedi and a teacher, and that they did get along and were friends. The comic also takes time out to show us the interesting and creepy as hell relationship that young Anakin had with Chancellor Palpatine. The whole thing reeks of, "Hey little boy, want some candy from my van? I promise I'm not a puffy monster face who shoots force lightning, pinky swear." And beyond that, the comic just looks freaking gorgeous. I mean, so beautiful. Cannot wait for the next issue of this one. Third on the Rack Attack for this week is Detective Comics issue number 49. What started off as a simple serial killer mystery is quickly becoming one of the craziest Batman stories I've read in a long time. You see, some famous face-stealing nut is running around Gotham City committing a bunch of history-themed murders. First, the guy killed someone with a flintlock pistol and dressed him up like George Washington. Then he killed a guy on top of a tall building and dressed him up like an astronaut. And for a grim finale, he kidnapped a woman and attempted to burn her at the stake a la Joan of Arc. And now the only person who can stop him is Jim Gordon Batman, who is forced to flex his detective muscles like never before. This is a wonderfully fresh, original, and creepy as hell Batman mystery, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. The penultimate issue on the Rack Attack for this week is Midnighter issue number 9. It's in this issue our leather-clad hero finds himself in space, tracking down the perdition pistol that was taken by Amanda Waller and Task Force X. So yeah, it's the Midnighter versus the Suicide Squad in a knockdown, drag-out fight to the death. What could possibly be cooler, right? Well, I'll tell you what could be cooler if they brought in a bunch of other characters from the Authority and Midnighter's long history, including a brand new rival for the Midnighter calling himself Afterthought. This guy has a computer in his brain too, only it's better than the Midnighter's computer. In fact, it's so good it's as if he can see 30 seconds into the future, which makes him damn near untouchable. You know, it's sad to think that maybe because of DC Rebirth, this book might not be long for the world, but I will say if this is the beginning of the end, then it's going to be one hell of a finale. And lastly on the Rack Attack for this week, we have Contest of Champions issue number 5. So yeah, we all had ourselves a nice little chuckle last week when we found out Night Thrasher would be joining the Contest of Champions and the Maestro's team. Here's the thing though, they take this idea and run with it in ways I never thought possible. But you see, this just isn't any Night Thrasher from the Marvel multiverse. This is the Night Thrasher who was killed by the Nitro explosion that kicked off the events of Civil War. Some of the other characters think he's a joke, some of the other characters think he's awesome. I think Night Thrasher may have found the book he was always meant for. Throw in some great multi-team action, some backstabbing and intrigue between Stick and the Sentry, as well as between the Maestro and Punisher 2099, and you got yourself a very interesting little read.
Well, everyone, there you have it. The Rack Attack for another week. As always, in the comment section down below, I want you to sound off. Tell me, what were some of your favorite comics from the week that was, and what are some comics you'd like to see me cover on the show in the future? As always, be sure to like, subscribe, do all that other social network jazz, and until I see you next time, everyone, Cape Jewel out.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Jewel.